Okay, well, there's a mic right there waiting for you.
Okay, the first question is to Pastor. I know I mentioned to you in our Bible study class about the Ezekiel bread, and I'm just confirming, is that something good? Because I know it's low glycemic, and to Angela, being that I was newly diagnosed as diabetes type 2, is that something that we could, or is that something that's helpful? So twofold would be it.
Well, you and I did talk on, I think this was past Wednesday, about the Ezekiel bread. And given what our two panelists have stated about how it's good for you, I don't have a problem with it. Although what we listed for the fast, though, just to be true to the fast, is just fruits and vegetables and water. So, yeah. Right. So the thing is, if given your current state, what you just experienced, with your diagnosis, if that's a help for you, if you want to modify that to be a part, then that's fine. I don't have a problem. Remember, and I have to say this publicly, that the fast was made for man, not man for the fast. So we want you to hold to it as best you can to sort of the letter of the law. But at the same time, if you have to modify due to certain dietary restrictions or conditions, then Ezekiel bread is fine. Yeah, and I read the scripture you gave me, and what's contained in Ezekiel bread, and I have no problem with it.
I'm going to let her. I'm going to let you test that. We had actually talked about the fact of being certified diabetes educator and having a different hotel. I'm a nurse certified diabetes educator, so I have some information, but she has a background in nutrition, so I would love to go with her.
So Ezekiel bread is a healthy bread. I know it's not a part of this fast, but I have to say that if someone came to me with a new diagnosis of diabetes, I would not start them out with eating Ezekiel. I wouldn't start them out eating any bread. I would start out with no bread, with the understanding that when you are adding back in bread, it would be something like Ezekiel bread. But my basic eating idea for someone newly diagnosed is, and I know some people may disagree, but I think that the same as what happens in this fast, it takes some time for you to kind of adjust, and some people go right into trying to create foods that are going to be similar to the old foods that they ate. I think it's smarter to have a shift so that you actually get your taste buds used to different foods, and you need a period of time where you're doing really stringent measures to regulate your blood sugar. So I would say beans, which are legumes, are beans for anyone who wasn't understanding that word when I was saying it. Fish and lean, preferably organic meat with vegetables, and some whole grains like quinoa or brown rice in small amounts.
Okay, and it was just asked of me, also, and this is directed to anyone of the panel, that what would happen, they asked me a question, do I have any tingling in my fingers or does my fingers get cold? So what significant thing is that? When,
your hands or your feet?
Yeah, because I know it might be neuropathy, which is, so blood, but,
So what neuropathy is it's a side effect that can come along with uncontrolled blood sugars in relationship to people with diabetes. And what happens is you have nerve impulses that go down to your feet and to your hands. And when your blood sugars are high, sugar likes to attach to something. And when your blood sugar is over 200-300, it's like syrup in your body. So it wraps around the nerve, like going to your feet, and it will not let the impulse through. So what you feel is like some tingling and some numbness. Now, in early stages of diabetes, if you have some of those symptoms and you get your blood sugar under control, it may reverse itself. But when you have uncontrolled blood sugars and you're up and down and you're in control this year, next year you're not, you can have permanent damage to your feet and then sometimes in your hands from the blood sugar being high. So that's called neuropathy. Does that answer your question? And you get a prize. Okay. Look at my Any prize? So what's in the box is some cookbooks and some information on diabetes, some carb counting things to talk about portions that I was talking about, sizes of fruits and vegetables, what is the serving size of bread, or what's equal to a serving size of rice. There's some carb counting information there.
Okay, not everybody at once. Okay, everybody's still here. I do know one of the experiences that I have had is that I need to drink more water during fasting. And I believe that without being too, you go more often. And so my thought is that it's pretty necessary to drink a lot of water when you're dealing with that much fiber. Because I do about 23 to 25 grams of fiber a day. So is water a big thing there? Is that because of what fiber does to us? It cleanses us?
I mean, you definitely need to drink enough water, but if you are, some of our water intake is supposed to be from our food, not just by drinking a bottle of water. And when you're doing this fast, you should be getting more water than you might at another point. That being said, and excuse me, but I'm a naturopath, we talk about bowels. If you are doing something like this, I consider this to be somewhat of a detox because you are eliminating certain things from your diet that need to come out for some time anyway, like the caffeine or like the sugar. And when you're doing that, you really want to make sure that you're eliminating properly. So if you are finding that you're not eliminating regularly, once a day, then you definitely would start by drinking more water. And then beyond that, there are some other things, but it'll be an important thing. You don't want to be constipated when you are doing any kind of a cleanse.
Exercise is very important as far as moving that along. So water is important, liquid and exercise. And many people ask me, they always say I drink enough. And so to me to describe, I say literally I want to know what it looks like if you turn around and look down. So it should look transparent, very faint tint. You should literally be able to visualize putting a newspaper in the bottom of your commode, and if you go urinated in that commode, you should be able to read the newspaper. If you cannot read the newspaper, then your kidneys is not hydrated enough.
Now, just for clarification, though, if you're on a multivitamin,
it'll be yellow,
right,
yes,
or green.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Michael, you have a question?
They know my Kool-Aid.
Well, it's going to tell you or not.
About the juices, I was doing that now with the Tropicana and like grape juice and all the other juices. It actually has too much sugar in it. Does it add water to it?
Yeah. Now, for most people, I would say if you're having juices, which I say, I don't think that juices should be a part of our daily drinking and eating. But when you do have juices, you should always cut it with water. It's interesting because people who have children know we cut juice. If a child was to get some juice, you never give them the full strength juice. You would cut it with water. And that really shouldn't change when we get older. If someone has diabetes, I don't recommend fruit juice at all. I would much rather see people, diabetes or not, eat the fruit than go get the juice because the fruit has all of the fiber still in it. And when you eat a piece of fruit, the blood sugar reaction is going to be different than if you drink a glass of fruit juice. The fiber is going to slow it down. Fiber and fat slow the sugar down in terms of how quickly it's going into our bloodstream.
And just to add to that effect of drinking juice, for those of you who have diabetes and have always been told that if you feel shaky, grab the juice, that's the reason why. It's full of sugar. You wouldn't want to have an apple if you're feeling low because it will take too long for the blood sugar to rise. So you literally go for real soda or juice because it's full of sugar and you want a quick rise of the blood sugar.
Now,
Does that answer your